All right, we're on. Yeah, we're on. All right, let's play that music. Let go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Thursday. That's right. Thursday, the 25th of April, 2019. And we are ENT Hooligans. I am your boy, Baby Moy, alongside Big Ness and Lil Crystal here in the building live, baby live. And while I do my thing and
Thursday, y'all.
And while I do my thing and
Happy
check
Thursday, folks.
to see that everything is running perfectly well, I will hand the controls over to my peeps. So take over, guys, while I check the stream real quick and focus out of this window.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to like, thumbs up, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and if you want to follow us, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter.
Yes, Twitter.
And of course, Baby Moy and Eyes on SoundCloud. So check out our music if you like. And of course, Baby Moy's personal Twitter. All the links are down below.
Wow, that was really good. Happy Thursday, you guys. Woo woo. So how's your Thursday going?
Pretty good so far. Just enjoying this tropical breeze coming through, and yeah.
It's nice, right?
Love this instrumental too, by the way.
Yeah, it's cool.
Woo! Yeah, get you hyped.
I feel like it should be like a Dre beat.
All right,
I feel like I'm watching a fighter enter the ring right now.
Now, guys, I want to thank you so much for supporting us, for keeping us locked and staying tuned to everything that we're doing here. And if you guys want to follow us, my personal Twitter is down on the description below, and we also have our ENT Hooligans Facebook and Twitter pages as well, so you can follow us on social media. And if you want to listen to some music for your hearing pleasure and to fancy up your ears a little bit and knowledge, follow Ness and myself on SoundCloud, because our URLs, our pages, are also listed down below on that description section of the video. And please remember, thumbs up, give us a like, and don't be afraid to comment. We're here, we won't bite. Now, a quick note, a little bit on a sad note. This is, as you guys know, I've been uploading Mortal Kombat videos, but YouTube has kind of been messing up on the resolution. It uploads at 1080p, yes, but the resolution, for some reason, YouTube keeps messing it up, so I'm gonna have to do those re-uploads at some point, or I might just do a mashup and upload one single video of the complete gameplay. So stay tuned for that. I'm working on that. Don't worry, guys. These things happen. No biggie. No problem. It can be resolved.
Indeed it can. Yes.
And before we get the show underway, I want to get shout outs here. Shout outs to every Anthony out there that listens to I also want to send a shout out to my dad, another shout out to my mom, shout out to Nancy, a shout out to who else do we got in the house? Chris, anyone else that we're missing?
John, shout out to John.
John Follis, what's up, John Follis? And another shout out to Melissa, what's going on? Hope lives been treating you guys to the best, al máximo, you know what I'm saying? With that out of the way, let's get our topic. What?
Liam.
Oh yeah, that's Liam. What's up, buddy?
Shout out to Liam as well.
Can't wait to see your next vid, bud. And I know whatever you do, when you do live stream, you're gonna do your thing, and you're gonna do it big as only you can do. And I'm so sorry for the feedback, guys. If you hear a slight feedback coming from my microphone, that is because one of our colleagues is room next door, and it kind of feeds back a little bit. I have no control over that. The other room is being occupied at the moment. If said person were there, then we wouldn't be having this problem. But given the close proximity, I hope you guys could understand. Please forgive me. I know not what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry about that, you guys.
That's no excuse. That's no excuse.
Look at him. Look at him saying that it's no excuse.
You ain't management. Now speaking of forgiveness, though, is there forgiving? Is there forgiving, or should we find it in our hearts to forgive those involved in the occult, those who are extreme fanatics, not just fanatics, but extreme fanatics, those who would even go as far as to harming others from a physical standpoint and or doing something totally bogus and out there to the point where they are mutilating not others but themselves, self-inflicting harm to prove yourself to set leader or religious matter?
Wow, that's a really good. That's a really good question. Wow.
That depends. If we're talking about people that have joined cults, not leaders,
yes,
then yeah, I think we should, if they themselves can see, hey, you know what, this isn't right. You know, what we're doing isn't right. This isn't cool. You know,
take over, guys.
We need to find something else to believe in because this isn't right. You know, you look at cults and what do you see? You see charismatic leaders. You see them twisting the Bible.
Oh yeah.
To their benefit. You know, case in point was there was a cult in Waco, Texas. And he thought...
What was it called?
It was called... You would ask me, wouldn't you? The Branch Davidians.
The what?
The Branch Davidians. That's what they called
Branch
themselves.
Davidians.
The Branch, yeah. David
so what
Koresh.
exactly did they... What was their belief?
Well, David Koresh was their leader, and...
Oh yeah.
And he thought that he was going to set up a race war. You know, with the cops and the FBI and all them people, you know, and that his people in Mount Carmel would survive, and that'd be the end of it. Wow. Obviously, that didn't happen. The FBI learned a lot from it, but you know, obviously that didn't happen. Koresh ended up, you know, dying from this. Whole thing. I mean, you had people that weren't afraid to die. Literally, they were not, and they had kids in there too.
And this is a very common theme with all of these groups.
Yes. Yeah. Look at Jonestown.
And what was the reasoning behind these extreme acts?
That's the thing. You don't really know, do you? Because they never give you a set reason of why they're doing it. They just believe.
Well, what was their belief though? They had like this. There was a driving force behind all of this. What was their driving force? What?
That depends on who and which cult you're talking about.
Well, we're talking David Koresh.
David Koresh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, David Koresh, like I said, his belief was that black people were gonna, you know, rise up. But his people that he had in Mount Carmel were going to witness this. You know, be witnesses in this. So he believed in a race war.
Right, and all for the good of what then?
All for the good of, well, we don't know. That's the thing.
In his mind, for the good of the world.
Right. Let's go to that factor. In his mind, and
in his mind.
It's somewhere we have to. It's somewhere we have to visit when we examine most of these leaders and most of these groups in their minds.
Of course, in their minds.
Yeah. You know, there was another cult leader. I wish I was making this up, but he was in France, and then he relocated. Well, no, he didn't. he was visited by an alien in the 60s.
What?
And this alien was called Elohim. Think about that for a minute. What's that
Elohim.
mean? God.
Yes.
And God was telling him, this alien basically was telling him that, you know, that he is the way and that this guy is this messenger for him. And there was no Jesus, you know. It was just him. It was Elohim. And this guy was so charismatic, in fact, that
They usually are, yeah.
he was on talk shows and radio shows, and he did an album.
Well, that's
of
the
songs.
thing. These people are really good at disguising themselves as charismatic, as God-fearing, you know, people.
Yes.
They're really good at that.
Yeah, they are. But then, you know, you get to after, you know, once they're done recruiting, you know, and
yeah.
they tug at the heartstrings when they recruit because they
of
look
course.
for lost souls.
Oh, of course.
So they go to college campuses and things like that, you know, where young people hang out.
Of course,
Where they're
yeah.
still trying to find themselves, you know.
And who better to prey on than young people still trying to find themselves?
Right, exactly. And they know that.
Of course
You know.
they know that. Yeah.
You know, but then once they acquire them, these people sell all their possessions and they live in like a commune type place,
Yep.
Yes.
which is very poor.
Oh, no, and they believe very
know.
much in seclusion.
Yeah.
They do, and they don't believe in doctors.
No.
There was one particular cult leader that I've seen. I forgot what his name was. I think he called himself Yahweh Ben Yahweh.
Oh my.
And what he would do is not only, as you just said, he had people not only sell their possessions and move into this commune. He would have the guys. He would personally perform circumcisions.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the extremism that you have to be weary of, because this is really dangerous, man. It's dangerous stuff.
It is, and
Yeah,
they
or
wrap
you
these
have the cult
people
leader
up.
that-
You know, they wrap these people up in whatever it is they feed them, and you know they're very slick, very conniving. They know what they're doing, and they know
Yeah, they do.
not only who to prey on, but what and how to prey on. Okay, they feed off of what they presume as, okay, this is your weakness or this is your need. Okay, I'm gonna fill your head up with this. I'm gonna fill your heart and your head up with these promises de esto, de lo otro, whatever, and they got you. And
Yep.
because they were able to quote unquote free you from whatever, supposedly, right? Then they make themselves
Yeah.
a cause of worship.
And that's exactly what happens whenever these people get wrapped up in this. They end up worshiping.
He saved me,
They're
she
cultists.
saved me from whatever, thus I view them as a god and or goddess.
Yes.
Yeah, and this Yahweh Ben Yahweh, as he called himself, you know, he would have something that was called I wasn't sure if it was called wife classes or something like that. Which essentially that was where he would basically have his way with the wives of his congregation.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That's pretty much what it was. It was
Yep.
just him and the wives of the male members of his congregation, and he would have his way with them. He would have them do stuff to him, he would have them do stuff to each others.
And then you have those extreme cult leaders who take kids and abuse them.
God. Oh my God, yeah.
There was a lady up in, I believe, India, and she was a cult leader as well. And not India, I'm sorry, England, but she was from India. And these parents would send these kids to her from India.
Unbeknownst to them. Yeah.
These strangers would send their 6-7-year-old kids to her. And one of the parents went in as undercover and discovered it was unsanitary, it was unsafe. She would have these little kids do all sorts of stuff. You know,
it was the same with the children of the snow, the people who, the sick bastards who ran that camp.
The island. Yeah. Yep.
You know, they disguised it as a summer camp for at-risk youth.
Yeah.
But really, it was a brothel for teenagers. It was a brothel, basically.
What about
for these people, for these wealthy, prominent public figures at the time, to basically have their pick of the litter?
Right.
What about these doomsday prognosticators who convince others, listen, we have to commit mass suicide and or genocide in order for us to be carried up away and inherit the kingdom?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Wow.
Because if you take a look at Jonestown and you see what happened with them, you know, innocent kids.
Really. Yeah.
You know, especially those kids, and they're given cyanide.
Oh my God.
You know, and all this stuff to be told, oh, you know, it's okay. You're going to be on the next plane. It's okay because we're going to come back as aliens. You know. What?
It's a real shame, man.
It really is.
Shame.
And you know,
boy,
these cult leaders are very intelligent. That's what's so scary.
That's a shame.
What's so scary? Yeah, that's the scary part. These cult leaders are both crazy and they're intelligent, which is a dangerous and destructive.
Well, if they're convincing people to go ahead and rid themselves of their lives, then what does that tell you?
Wow.
They're telling these individuals, die for the cause of your God.
Die for the cause. Yeah.
Or your religious belief, or however you want to put it.
Because God put us on this earth so that we could die for Him.
Right.
Huh?
Right. Let me ask you this. Since we're on the subject of people dying for a quote-unquote cause, a cause which the God had already died for and sacrificed for us. Now,
yes,
we're talking about these cults and what have you, but how do you feel in regards to it translating over to a more accepted religion such as Islam? And there being, listen to what I'm saying, a partial misconception of that, and even undergoing that practice of commit mass suicide or however you want to slice that one.
Well, this whole committing mass suicide, that's nowhere in the Quran.
I understand this, but I'm saying,
but I think it's a problem. It is a major problem when these extremist ideals seep into acceptable religions that we know as being acceptable.
Right.
It's a major problem. It's basically contaminating Islam. It's contaminating Christianity. It's contaminating Catholicism. It's in and of itself, and it's contaminated Judaism and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know,
because let's not get it twisted. There's extremists in every religious organization.
Yeah. Some of them may not deal with mass suicide or those type of subjects, but let's look at, for example, Christianity. Some of those denominations are filled with such unbelievable rules to the point where it makes you think, man, are these people living a life, or are they slaves living in jail?
Pretty
Exactly.
much. Yeah.
Are they robots? Because they don't think for themselves.
So at that point, we're looking at the mental, maybe without the physical, but let's not forget
The mental abuse that people in these certain denominations endure.
But let's not and let's not forget though, even though it's only mental and internal, physically, sometimes the damage is very visible.
It takes a toll. Yeah, it takes a toll.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if you look at if you look at cult leaders again, and what some of them do.
Hold on, I want to stick with the whole Islam thing for a minute.
No, I know, but my point is, you said physical.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, they'll starve. People.
We'll target. We will definitely target fasting in a moment.
Okay.
We'll definitely target that. But yeah, back to Islam though. How sad and how unfair it is, and I know we make jokes about that's not fair, but this is really not fair. To those who follow that religion, to you guys, it really isn't fair at all, because those morons over there who practice these heinous acts of
heinous extremist acts of terrorism.
Right. That doesn't speak for ya, and shouldn't speak for ya, for the rest of you guys.
Right, and it's the same thing with Catholicism.
Just because the system says doesn't say about you guys either.
Exactly. Like what's going on with with the Catholic priests? That doesn't mean every man that's Catholic is going to do that.
Right.
Exactly.
When it comes to
those leaders of those churches, of those dioceses, they don't represent the entire denomination.
When it comes to Christian
Christian
denominations, also, what do we see? We see the leader of a church saying, "Oh, give this much, give that much," to the point where everyone else in that congregation ends up with empty pockets. Meantime, Mr. or Mrs. over there has a nice yacht, the nice cars, a private jet. You know what I'm saying?
And that's with any religious. That's with any religion, I think.
No, I know, but I'm going for the what's mostly seen. What's mostly seen is genocide, suicide with Islam. What's mostly seen is empty your pockets with the Catholic, with the Christian denominations.
Christians.
What's mostly seen is sexual abuse when it comes to Catholicism, and it's not fair for any of you guys.
No,
it's not.
Because obviously that's not what that those denominations as a whole represent.
Right. So.
Yeah, because I mean, because we're Christians, right? All of us here.
Yes.
How would we like it if somebody was like, "Oh, you guys are Christians, so that means you guys ask for money"? Like, well, no, you don't even know us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, the more likely assumption would be is that we're judgmental and holier than thou.
And we're Bible thumpers.
And we're Bible.
Oh, right.
With the holy rollers, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, with the holy rollers, y'all.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
But every religious organization has their group of extremists.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't represent the entire population.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. And unfortunately, right now, Islam is getting a bad rap because of these extremist morons over here going around causing all this chaos.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, I know if we've covered fasting before on other podcasts, which we're gonna get to, but Ness, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, man.
And then you have, again, this scandal with these Catholic priests. It doesn't mean that every Catholic is a sick pervert.
Right.
Right.
Now let's stay on that for a minute though. Think about why. Now, I'm not excusing a priest for doing what they do, but you're also depriving them.
We do need to talk about the why.
You're also depriving them from something that is natural, such as having a family, and in order to create that family, you have to have sex. There's no other way around it. And
Right.
when you deprive these people from listen, all that tension, all that frustration, at some point they go AWOL, don't know what to do, and they want to stick it into anything that moves.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, I mean, in order for someone to become a priest, they have to take a vow of celibacy. Correct?
Yes.
That's correct.
Amongst other
They can't
things.
get married. Amongst other things, they can't get married.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
correct.
I've never for the life of me understood that at all. So what's going to happen? Okay, they can't get married. They can't have sex. They can't masturbate.
That's due
So
to
what are they going to do?
That's due to the fact that they want to follow the same criteria that Christ did when he was on earth, but what they fail to realize is that there will only one Christ.
One.
You can't do what
One.
you can't do what he does. You can't abstain like he does. You can't fast like he does, because the simple fact of the matter is he is not only Jesus, not only human, but he is God.
Yep.
Plain and simple. That's it. There's only one. Only one.
Okay? Reality. So, again, not excusing what they do, but we gotta
No,
look at
because
the
it's
why.
wrong.
We got to look at the why, because nothing happens for no reason.
Right.
Yes,
Doesn't happen that way.
exactly. Now to fasting.
Go ahead.
Now we have. I know there's certain Christian denominations. They do. They have their seasons where, okay, we're gonna fast for a month on a how do I put it, bi-weekly basis, or every so often, within January 1st and February 3rd, just to give you guys a window, kind of, sort of, right?
Right.
So within that time
frame, beginning of the year.
So
Basically.
within that time frame, every Friday and Saturday, we're gonna do our thing, whatever. Fast from I don't know, from morning till say 1 p.m., 2 p.m. the latest. Okay, it's doable.
Fair enough.
It's doable. Now, along with the fact that it's doable, you also have to have an understanding of what fasting is, and you also need to understand, listen, is this something that I want to commit to? You got to ask yourself that question. Now, there's that. There are those who follow those rules, and there are those who do it wholeheartedly, and they're like, you know what? If that's what I have to do, I'll do it. If it'll make me feel better about my faith, hey, listen, I'm not gonna argue with you. Okay?
Give it a shot, yeah. By all means, go for it.
But when you're going and saying, I'm gonna seclude myself, I'm gonna become a recluse, I'm gonna fast for 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 weeks, and I'm just gonna drink water. I understand most of our bodies made out of water.
That's not good.
I believe 70 to 80% of us is made out of
75.
water.
75.
Thank you very much. Made out of water. So, if there's anything that we need more than even food, it's water. Yes, it'll sustain us.
Yes.
But guess what? At some point, we need another source of nourishment.
Yeah, because the
yes.
the body's enzymes will break down and start eating itself.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
And that's a problem.
Yep.
And second of all, secluding yourself is not going to do you any good.
Do you
at
realize?
all.
Do you realize? So realize this: you're secluded. You haven't eaten in God knows how many days. Your mind starts playing tricks on you. You start hallucinating. You start feeling weak.
Yep.
You want nobody around you though, because you want to be in seclusion, because this is the way that you're handling your stuff man to man with God. And eventually your system shuts down and you die.
Yeah.
Yep.
Reality, folks. I'm not exaggerating here.
But their argument to you would be, well,
But I did it for a good cause, man.
the argument though also would be, well, I'm feeding the spirit.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I've heard that.
You know how you feed the spirit? You feed the
Feeding the
spirit by
spirit.
reading scripture. You feed the spirit by listening to a Christian track. You feed the spirit by watching a Christian movie or Christian series. You feed the spirit by just talking about these things as we are.
Or going to church.
Amen.
And you know what you can do at the same time as you're feeding the spirit, talking about it, watching a movie, or reading the Bible? You could have yourself a snack while you do this.
There you go.
That's right. And there's
Get
nothing
yourself
wrong with
popcorn.
it. Or in my case, I'll get some orange juice right now.
Yeah.
If I can find my orange
Or
juice.
I'll grab some water over here. Yeah. Here we go.
Here we go.
I'll grab my water.
You know, I'm gonna grab my water. Everybody's on a drink break.
You know something? You know something?
Yep.
I just grabbed my
Go
orange
on, go
juice.
on.
You just grab your bottle of water. Now, Crystal over here decided to play. You know, normally they would call them people a wannabe, right?
Yes.
But since Crystal over here is of Mexican descent, she's what you would call a wannabe.
No. No, I genuinely had to take a drink. I was just waiting for the right time. You.
Huh? How about that one?
Gay.
That's right.
Sabes que, you know what?
And to all the Mexicans out there, listen. Listen. Let me just get this out of the way, even though it has nothing to do with our podcast. But number one, Cinco de Mayo is not Independence Day. I know you guys are probably angry because a lot of people think it is, given the popularity that Cinco de Mayo has here in the U.S., but that couldn't be any further from the truth. And second of all, happy Juan de Mayo to you guys coming up next week. That's right.
Yes, happy Juan
Hey,
de Mayo.
speaking of days that aren't actually Independence Day, July 4th is not really America's Independence Day, but hey,
Yeah.
I believe it's sometime in August, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Really?
If have you ever read
Yeah.
Have you ever read the real book of the Liberty Bell and all that?
No?
They explain all of that.
I believe it's August. I want to say August 12th. Sometime
So
in
then
August.
what's the... What? September 16th is the Independence Day of Mexico, by the way.
Ah, there you
Yes.
Not Cinco de Mayo, people.
No, Cinco de Mayo just means it deals with war.
Yep,
go. Yeah,
it does.
just like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, it's still an excuse to eat and watch football.
But guess what? But guess what? Guess what we have done today? We've drained the poison out of that, and we've made it into an actual positive holiday, like the same thing that we've done with Easter and Christmas, and so on and so forth.
Okay, what do you think of the radicals who misconstrue holidays? Let's look at the You know, should we name drop?
Ooh,
Oh,
by all means,
they've
let's
name
go.
dropped
Yes.
on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay, let's look at the Jehovah's
come on,
Witness.
go ahead.
Boy, I know we're not gonna get them as viewers anymore.
They apparently don't celebrate anything because anything we're celebrating is
It's a
considered pagan.
pagan religion.
Everything we're celebrating is considered pagan.
Everything is pagan to them.
Yeah, everything is, yeah.
And by the way, I'm not talking about the origin of how these things came about. I'm talking about what it is now.
They don't believe
Yeah,
in
'cause you
saving.
can't-
They don't believe in saving lives via blood transfusions. They'll just let you die because God will save you. Listen, haven't you stopped to think that maybe God is the one who's providing the doctors with this knowledge? Thus, they have the knowledge to make up these medicines. Thus, they hand them off to us. Thus, it goes back around that circle, and we start again with God.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
So I suppose God just put us here on this earth so that we could walk around being frowning at everything, right? No,
Yes.
right?
It's like that story, you
Just
know.
He'll just wake up in the morning all.
It's like that story, you know. Rainy, very stormy day. There's flooding everywhere. Guy gets on the roof of his house because he thinks that's gonna be his salvation, and he's praying to God, oh this, oh that, oh Father Almighty, can you save me from this torrent that's falling upon us? Yada yada yada. Here comes a boat. Okay, sir, jump in. No, God will save me. Okay. A couple of minutes later, here comes a helicopter. Wow. Here comes a helicopter. Oh, God will save me. Helicopter passes by. Okay, fine. Guy ends up drowning. Here comes the prosecution. God, why didn't you save me when I prayed and asked you to save my life? My child, I sent you a helicopter. I sent you a boat. And you denied it.
Case dismissed.
Yeah, really.
What is that trying to tell you?
Hello, people, wake up.
What is that trying to tell you guys? Think about it.
God provides with, be it, doctors, lawyers, other people around us.
Yes.
Yep.
Just saying,
folks.
Yes, he could directly come down and save you, but he made us, intentionally made us to help each other.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that we as a human race can thrive.
Mm-hmm. So no, that's extreme. Jehovah's Witness practices is extreme. When it comes to Mormons, they're extreme. I've said on here before, they believe in after you've passed away and go on to other life, they believe that you will multiply and have angelic sex.
What?
You guys don't remember? We covered this a couple. It was a long time ago, so I don't expect y'all to remember that.
It was a while ago, but it's still kind of baffling.
But it's still kind of...
They think
you
die.
They believe...
And cross over to the afterlife.
You're gonna have
angelic sex and multiply. So where do the seeds go then? Like,
who knows? But you know what?
Are they sent down to Earth?
But do you know
how does that work?
I have no idea, but do you know what's the sad part to all of this? When it comes to both Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons, not all of them hold on to those ideas.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, really.
There's a reason for that. Because there are people level-headed enough to look at some of these ideas and go, "No, this ain't right."
Now, I have friends who are Jehovah's Witnesses. I've met a couple of Mormons. Now, were some of them creepy? Yes. Were some of them people that maybe I wouldn't give a second glance to? Yes. But do I know some who are actually level-headed? Down to earth? Won't judge anyone? Of course I do. But unfortunately, when it comes to those two religions, it's so saturated with so much pollution.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
The dog agrees.
And you could look at every other religion and say, yeah, but aren't they? Yes and no. Because
At least other religions celebrate things, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and when we look at Christian religions, for example, we see them, some of them, they don't go to that church, they steal your money over there. But we turn around and say, hey, look at that Christian brother or sister's faith. Or look at that church. Look at how they get down. Oh, man, look at their choir. Look at the kids, man. It's beautiful to see them sing and
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, no. Unfortunately, when it comes to Jehovah's Witness, though, and Mormons, they have that reputation of, those people. Those people. Mm-hmm. You don't want people to look at you as those people.
Right.
No, that's...
You don't want society to mark you as those people.
So what exactly is their purpose? Like, what do they feel their purpose is here on Earth?
Well, as every other religion, obviously, to gather, to spread the word. to inform or misinform. Okay. But along with spreading the word, you also have to lay down the ground rules. Which they've misconstrued. They've taken pages and texts from the Bible, misread them, and took some of it literally.
Yep.
Which is a big problem.
To give an example of that.
When reading the Bible, you shouldn't take everything literally. Some of it is metaphoric, people.
No.
Yes, a lot of it is metaphoric, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Ness.
It just blows my mind, man. You have these people, every single solitary holiday, they rise up their anti-holiday crusade. Rise up. This is pagan, that is pagan, this is pagan, that is pagan, 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 pagan. You shouldn't celebrate that. Everything is pagan. Not anymore, it isn't.
Hey, Ness, why do you sound like an old man every time you do that?
Because that's how these people sound. They sound like a bunch of grouchy old people.
I'm gonna start calling you the old man.
They sound like grouchy old people who just want to sit on their pulpit and shout to the rest of us, "Pagan! You're going to hell for that!"
Well, I do celebrate Easter. I celebrate it all the time with my grandchildren.
Well, you and your grandchildren are going to hell for that.
Oh, really? What proof do you have of that?
Well, it says so right here in this book, this chapter, this verse.
Uh-huh. Well, I will pray for you, sir. God bless you. Really,
old man number one and old man number two.
Honestly, it's the best thing you can do.
That really is.
Turn around.
Secondly, if you... And second of all, if you want to, if you want to tell me about your faith and what you believe, and you want to have an actual discussion about these holidays, then we can do that. Okay. This is what it was.
This is what it's converted into.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things are able to change, people.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. We must not
like
forget
a lot
that.
of us know, a lot of us are aware of the origin of Easter. We all know, okay. That's not what people do now.
Yes.
Okay. It has been changed into something positive.
Yes.
It has been changed as a acknowledgement and celebration of the resurrection of Christ, and for children they get to have fun and be hopped up on candy.
There are only a few things in this world that haven't changed spite of the outer appearance. Politics, religion,
Yep.
Religion, and politics. And
politics.
Which bring forth war.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing that hasn't changed over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, when it comes to politics and religion, what we have here is the same fecal matter, different toilet.
That's right. Christianity is divided and ripped apart because of all these denominations. The Catholic system is the Catholic system, and sometimes they're very blatant about it.
Very much so, yeah.
Islam, unfortunately, they're divided too, because even though we shouldn't view them as monsters or terrorists, guess what? Unfortunately, guys, they've done that to ya. But I'm never gonna view you guys that way. If I met y'all in some corner somewhere, or if y'all happen to be my Uber and or Lyft driver, who am I to judge ya and call you a terrorist just because?
And it's just absolutely wrong of anyone to just say that all Muslims are terrorists, or all. Yes. You can't say all.
Yeah.
Because all is incorrect.
Correct.
It's not all.
Exactly.
That's absolutely incorrect.
Exactly. So keep that in mind, folks. Be level-minded. Open your eyes.
What's more, if you want to be factual, okay, we can say some.
Of course, some,
but not all.
Yeah.
You can't say all.
Exactly.
Are some Muslims terrorists? Yeah, they're the extremists.
Yep.
Are some Christians terrorists? Yeah, they're the extremists.
Yes.
Dylan Roof is an extremist. Terrorist.
Exactly.
The Pittsburgh bomber, who sent those pipe bombs, extremist, Christian,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
or quote unquote Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Have we squozen the juice out of this?
I think we have.
I believe we have, yeah.
I think we have. Yeah.
I think we should get out
I
of
think
here.
the most important thing to remember here is that we can't just say all,
Exactly.
Right.
because it's not
It's some.
all. It's
It's
never
not all.
all.
No.
Some.
Some.
Most
Right.
are the contrary of the sum.
Exactly. But unfortunately, it's those some who it's such a radical thing that it unfortunately overshadows the good.
It's the sum that people are quick to hang on to.
Yes.
Correct.
Unfortunately.
Now you guys want to stay tuned to Tuesday's podcast. I'm not sure if Crystal will be able to be on hand with us, but most likely Tuesday. We will send out a notice if anything changes. But our next topic, should I say, just to be on the safe side, we will be discussing stereotypes.
I will do my best. I will take care of what I need to take care of right now.
We'll be discussing stereotypes in regards to ethnicities.
This is good.
Religion, and just people in general.
Oh, we've been on a roll with this, man.
And even sports. For example,
Yeah.
oh, those MMA fighters, they on drugs. Really?
Those
Again, folks, not all. Some. Not all.
But more on that next week, folks. And believe me, we're going to dive deep into the ethnicity portion of it. And we're going to talk about the why, the how, and, I'll leave it for next week.
I believe I have one more thing in regards to this religious discussion.
Go ahead.
This whole idea of a sin is a sin is a sin, therefore every sin is the same. It's viewed the same, it holds the same weight.
No, it doesn't.
No. If that were the case, then we'd all go to hell anyway, regardless of what we did, right?
Yes.
Yep.
No, regardless of how many times we repented.
Yes.
Regardless of how many times we turn things around.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This concept of the same is not the same. No. Okay, equal. Equal doesn't mean the same.
No.
Okay, I mean, for example, if Mo gets caught trespassing, and Crystal I don't know, gets caught for armed robbery. Yeah, those are both crimes, and they're both equal. They're both going to be punished.
Of course.
That's the equal part.
I trespassed and she took somebody's arms off.
That's the equal part. Now,
Yes.
is trespassing worse, the same as armed robbery? No.
No.
No, poor
Because
guy.
armed robbery means you're
He's an amputee. He's an amputee now, man.
exactly. Armed robbery means you're robbing somebody's arms. You're taking some body part.
I'm sorry, bro. I couldn't help it.
That was great. I know. It's because I'm the librarian and because I love crime, right?
Yes.
That's what it is.
So is it the same? Are those the same?
No.
No.
They're crimes, but they're not.
But they have different degrees of punishment.
There's different degrees of punishment.
Most likely, I'm just gonna get a tap on the wrist, but I'm gonna get warning.
Yeah, most likely you might get maybe a few months in jail. And
I'm gonna get scolded.
She's gonna get years.
I'm gonna spend 6 months in jail,
perhaps. Yeah.
Or more.
6 months.
Or more because
community service.
Or more because of my skin color. Oh!
Stay tuned for that on Tuesday.
Yes.
Well, yeah, Crystal most likely will get 10 years plus.
Oh man, I told you.
For armed robbery, right?
Yeah.
God forbid, she accidentally she murders somebody in the process.
Oh no, accidentally. Oy.
Not accidentally, but yeah. But the point is, there are degrees of punishments. There are degrees of sin.
Yes.
Yeah. What is it? Second and first degree murder. Like murder is murder, the way I see it.
Yes.
Murder.
But what makes murder? But there are degrees of murder. What makes there's worse ways to die than just shooting somebody.
You know what else is a murder?
Yeah.
A flock of birds. A flock of birds is called a murder.
Just Wednesday, yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Executed a guy in Texas. I don't know if you saw that.
He committed some kind of a hate crime. I forgot. I didn't read into it. What exactly did he do?
Him and his two friends in '98 found a black guy. They drug him. They chained him to a truck.
Oh my.
And drug him for 3 miles.
Oh.
First, they beat him until he was halfway unconscious. And all this man was doing was walking to his house, and they offered him a ride.
And the man was executed, and rightfully so.
Two of them
Burke, I
have
believe his name was?
Yes.
Yeah.
James Bird was the victim.
Oh, I'm sorry. God. What the heck was the name of that guy that did this to him?
I can't think of his name.
He was executed.
Barry was one of them.
At the request of the victim's family.
My gosh.
He was executed.
No. Get this. They didn't want him executed.
Really?
Yes. They forgave him. Because it wasn't going to bring...
Ooh. God bless them, I tell you that right now. It takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of strength to forgive somebody who... Wow. We have seen this too, man, before from, it was a couple years ago. Somebody's mother who lost her son to, at the hands of a cop, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. Forgave the,
Yeah.
Wasn't there an incident of forgiveness too with an Amish family?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes. Where also the murder here was forgiven. Forgiven.
Here you have a man who was chained to a truck and then essentially dragged to his death.
Yep.
That simply because of his skin color. There was no other reasoning behind these people's heinous act. Other than that.
His head was in a ditch.
Now you take that and you compare that to somebody who was shot.
Yeah.
Who's gonna receive
the end result? But
who's gonna receive the greater degree of punishment?
Was the worst way?
Exactly.
The guy who pulled the trigger is going to get life behind bars, and the guys who dragged this poor man and chained him to the truck and dragged him to his death and basically disposed of his body like a piece of garbage, he's going to get executed.
Yes.
And these guys were a part of the Aryan Brotherhood in
of
prison.
Course.
Two of them were.
Of course.
One of them got life, and the other two were executed.
Wow.
The ringleader was executed yesterday.
So the one that got life was probably the one driving the truck?
Nope.
What? Really?
Really?
Huh. You would think, since simply he was an accessory to murder, yeah, or a co-conspirator. He wasn't
The one that got the guy that was the ringleader yesterday, that was the guy that was driving the truck. Because it was his idea.
It was his idea. Oh, I see. Mm-hmm.
Because they were drinking and stuff, and
he thought it'd be a great idea to just go after somebody simply because of their skin color and just,
yep. The guy that got life didn't want to do that.
Torture them to death.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Wow. But God bless his family, the victim's family, for, having the strength to forgive these people.
How difficult that is, man.
That is incredibly. I
mean, we have a hard time as it is forgiving people for pettiness.
Exactly.
Yeah, so just imagine having the strength to forgive someone for this.
Sure.
James Bird's mom actually said she was angry at these people for doing that, but she didn't hate them. She said, why? Like that they could have, like that, that'll eat you up inside. I saw what that does,
Oh yeah.
to people, because that's what happened with those guys.
And not for anything. That is the way. That is the way to look at it, because you're looking at it from a standpoint of, well, if I let it consume me, if I'm angry, then they've beaten me. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because those guys.
Forgiving someone is not for the benefit of the other person. It's for your own benefit.
Yeah, and the guy that was executed, he smiled before they injected him. He smiled and he said he had no remorse.
Lethal injection, huh? You should have gotten the chair.
They don't have the chair.
Yeah, I know. But for
now,
somebody
Texas
who had no
wants
remorse,
to bring it back,
the
though. Texas wants to bring it back because they feel like
they would be the ones to bring it back to, right?
I know. It's not. It's not. It's too easy,
But that's a whole nother discussion. But God bless the family of James Brooks' family for being able to, because wow, that is incredible. That is incredible on their part. I mean, it takes a lot of strength to do that, and I'm pretty sure they feel a lot better for it.
Oh yeah, they do.
I mean, when you forgive somebody, it's not really about the other person.
No.
It's about you saying, okay, I am letting this go. I am moving forward.
Yep. Yes. I like this beat.
Wow. I do too, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Huh. It's cool.
Yeah.
Should we scram out of here?
And now we can get out of here, yeah.
Yes, no, yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for hanging with us. Have a beautiful weekend. And if we upload more content here on YouTube, I know you guys will receive it if you turn on that bell for all notifications. Not some, but all. With that being said, in everything you do... Oh, wait a minute. Not yet. Wait. I'm Baby Moy.
That's right.
He's Big Ness. She's Lil Crystal. We are ENT Hooligans. And now, folks, have a beautiful, safe, productive, and overall blessed weekend. And in everything that you do, keep God number one in your life. When?
Amen.
Always.
Amen to that.
I'm Baby Moy for ENT Hooligans. Over and out.
Yeah.
God bless. See ya.
Woo. God bless y'all.
There we go. I was waiting for it.